My name is Miss Michelle, and I teach geography, and I've been teaching geography since 2012 actually. I started off in 2008 as a general English teacher, but my beginnings actually was in 1996, right out of school, where I had to come and teach as a substitute teacher. So I was teaching for 2.5 years before, and then I joined again in 2008. I've been in this school since Montessori, so many years ago, but my A-levels were in 95, so I'm a 95 batch basically. I guess the same as it is now. It's fun, a lot of work, tiring, long hours sometimes. I suppose school life has not changed, yet I guess with children becoming very academic now, you see children are very focused. For us, it was a lot of fun times, and my grade 7, 8 was basically when there was a lot of problems in the country, so we came in colored to school, and life was good during those times. But then we got serious by the time we got to O-levels and A-levels. So I always say my favorite teacher was my geography teacher, Miss Chandrani. She's served this school for a long time, and then she retired, and she passed away sadly last year, 2 years ago actually. But I have had many teachers who've inspired me. If I go to name them in my last, I suppose 90% of my life has been in this school, so there are many teachers. But I will mention Miss Chandrani because it's because of her I'm here. She's the one who brought me back as a substitute, and it's because of her I'm a geography teacher. So I guess at the beginning, social studies was not my favorite. I liked health. But then in grade 10 and 11, Ms. Chandrani came into my life as my social studies teacher, and that's where my passion for the humanities began. She created that in me, and I've had so many teachers after that. Ms. Kamani, who was also I worked with, then Ms. Lilani, Ms. Nandini. These were all people who inspired me, and I feel bad I might leave out some teachers, but every teacher who has been a part of my life has been my inspiration. So I was a very backward student actually, didn't get much involved in things when I was very young, and as I said, it was a difficult time in the country. Then when I reached O-levels, I started getting interested in sports, but it was a hard time at home, my mom was sick. So it was limited to doing the sports meet and the squad, and I used to enjoy doing that, and we made lots of friends doing sports together. And then when you get to A-levels, like many girls know, when you get to A-levels, your friends demand that you take part in all these long distance running, and that's where I had to do long distance running. But that was my sports career in school. Not really a great deal, but yes, that was it. When I finished school, we had a computer class in school, and I used to come to that class. And then my geography teacher called on me and asked me to be a substitute teacher. And it scared me because teaching was not something, I was a very shy person, so teaching was not something that was in my view at all. And well, I came to school in a sari and walked into a bunch of 13-year-olds that I had to teach. And I think that is one of the most memorable days of my life, where I had to walk in front of speak to these girls, teach these girls, 13-year-olds, and I won't forget their faces. It stayed with me, and I think they were such good kids. They inspired me to keep on teaching. And when I had to leave 2.5 years later, because back then you were about 23 when you get called into university, when you get selected, and I had to leave because of that. I joined university, and I had to leave, and I felt very sad about that. And of course, it took me a little while, but I came back to teach with that same spirit because of the students I had been teaching. Maybe in a way, because this is a nice school. When you say nice school, you have very nice teachers. We had a lovely environment, and it was a familiar background. So I guess when I was asked to come and teach, I was happy to come and teach. And then in 2008, again, it was a calling to come and help in school, and I again thought, okay, I shall come back again and help. So yes, I think this school and the people, the sisters who run this school, the attitude, the discipline, those things kind of brought me back to the school. So training, I would say more like the experiences as a teacher. I was a very young teacher when I started. As a teacher, I was just 20. And it was very challenging because you have naughty children, cheeky children trying to do all the things they can possible, especially when you're 20 years old, right? And well, those were the challenges. There was a bunch of kids who stole my bag once because they were trying to make a joke out of it. But then, the senior teachers found out and it wasn't a joke anymore. But for me, those were the challenges. How do you manage children? How do you be their friend and yet be their guide, be the adult, right? So I was just about 5 years older than most of my students at that time. So that was a challenge at the beginning. Today, I think the challenges are different. As a person who's been in the school, handling bigger students, it's a different challenge. And I think with every passing decade, you see a different group of problems coming up. And I suppose handling the way children think, their attitudes to life, that's a really big challenge. And for us to be able to balance and help them at the same time. I guess in a way, because if I look at 1996 back then, it was quite strange coming back to my old school in a sari and working with my own teachers. Back then, we would sit very separately from the senior teachers, and there was a bunch of young teachers who used to sit together, and the staff room was very different then. And yes, it was in walking around my school, and there were girls who would run up to me and say, "Do we call you Aki or Miss?" So it was a little funny that way. But yes, it was sometimes awkward, but sometimes funny to be back in my old school. So the greatest value, I would say, is patience. As a teacher, that's the first thing you learn. And in this school, discipline, also kindness, which is a funny thing, I guess, but around us with the Good Shepherd values being promoted always, and the prayers we have, the way we do things in school, that is always there. And I always value that in our girls, in our students, and of course the discipline. So hard to think of one school memory, but I'll tell you what makes me smile is every time one of my students gets something great, they get on stage and you see them happy and you realize, they've achieved something great and you watch that achievement. That's something a teacher is privileged, to see. Like a parent, you watch a child grow up from grade 6, 7, 8, 9 until A level, and you watch them achieve things, and that really makes me happy, and it makes all teachers happy and proud to see their students do well. So yes, there's no one moment in this school, there are many moments. So I would tell myself to take all opportunities and get involved in school. I think that was something I didn't do much in school. You shouldn't be shy. These are things that as I grew up I realized, which is important. If you want something, you've got to go and get it. And when the opportunity is there, you take it, every opportunity. Students, yeah, I suppose we are all the same. When you're studying in a school, it's the same thing. We all go through the same thing. Good friends, bad friends, getting into trouble, enjoying victories. Yes, I do remember my school days when I see my students and the fun they have and the challenges they have as well. I would say work hard, focus on what you want to achieve in life, and have fun at the same time, because this life you have in school is very free. Your friends, the environment around you here, you're free to enjoy and make friends as well. And then when you go out there into the world, it gets very hard. University will be fun, right? But as an adult, right now you're a child, so enjoy your childhood. Stay simple. Enjoy the little things, very important, right? And I think one of the most important things is be honest to yourself, as in what you're doing, what you choose to do. Is it the right thing for you or for the people around you? And study hard. It's a job, your job. The most important thing is work hard, study hard, do well. So I spent a lot of my life in this school. So this school is almost like a second home, where I've met a lot of interesting people. I've watched children growing, and now some of them I'm teaching their children, right? I've been here so long. And it's also a place where you see growth, opportunity. This school is 125 years, so it's seen so many young people come through this, so many women who have gone out there and been very successful. So this school is a place of opportunity. And I hope every child takes that opportunity. And I wish everyone good luck, especially my students in all their plans.